Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. This is your host. Oh shit!
You messed up already.
God damn! Shut up, Sergio. We just started. God.
Imagine this is how you start the show.
Oh yeah, start with a cold open like this. Yeah, like that would ever happen.
It would be funny though.
God, Sergio. Okay, we're doing it again.
Look bad.
God damn it! So I'm playing it. I'm playing it. This is Brick Wall Cinema with your host Chance the Riot, and on today's episode we have guest Sergio, and we'll be talking today about the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024.
Bonus content.
Bonus content. What about bonus content?
Newt's meowing at me.
Of course.
Of course.
What am I supposed to say to that? Your
He's a
best
big
friend
cat.
named
He
Newt
can take
Newt
care of
saying
himself.
meow to you.
I do the opposite. Me and Newt make various animal noises at each other.
Through text.
Yes. Newt meows at me, I bark. There's a difference.
Of course. Okay, great. You don't say like I caramba or something like that in the text.
Ay, caramba! No, I don't. But I just start spamming the word woof until she responds.
How long does it usually take?
Not long, because I'm annoying. Obviously.
Obviously. Yeah, I can believe that.
I say
I mean, it's
bark,
the same thing with me and
woof.
Chance. He calls me like 7 times a day.
I know. I'm in the car for most of them. He's just like spam calling. I'm like, isn't he doing something? Hop off his back.
Like when I first started working, like the first 6 months, he kept calling me 15 times a day. I had the call logs. Like at most, he called me like 15. At least he called me like 7. It just bothered me so much because I could feel the vibrating in my leg.
Don't say it like that, Sergio. Please, God, don't say it
What?
like that.
I had to put it on
I cannot make that
silent,
joke.
Otherwise,
I
it would constantly,
cannot.
it constantly bothered the customers and my supervisor.
It bothered the customers that you had a vibrating thing in your leg. Sergio,
Yes.
I had a joke I was gonna make, and I'm not gonna
Make the
Because I was
fucking
leaning
joke.
on the desk. I was leaning on the register, which you could like literally. It's made of metal.
Why
You
did it
could
bother
hear
them?
The vibrating.
Why do
Like,
they
it hit
care
the
if it
metal.
bothers them? They're only there for like 2 minutes getting a grocery then and leaving.
The way it was
You think
said
it's 2
like
minutes? It is not 2
Sergio
minutes. It depends on how much they have. They could be there for an hour.
It's Rose toy.
What do they have? Fucking, what are you doing? Paying with pennies?
Some of them actually pay with a lot of quarters, only quarters.
Let's go into trailers. Before we go on this, I want to acknowledge that we have a special guest for the trailers talk today. We got Noise,
Hello.
and we also got Sergio, which is here almost
Noise.
every other time.
What's
And
up? I'm back on Brick Wall Cinema.
for our first trailer, we got Abigail. Have you seen the trailer for it yet, Noise?
No, I have not.
What about you, Sergio?
I don't think so. It sounds familiar, but I'm not really sure.
Well, it might remind you of something very familiar. Let's get into the trailer and see how it is. You still
Honestly,
don't know-
I'd probably watch it just because what the fuck. It has a what the fuck factor.
I still question if this is comedy. She was dancing with a dead body at the end.
Okay, but like,
So
she
what?
was
This
dancing
haven't- this is
awfully.
this is the same tone as like Megan.
It is the same tone as Megan.
I liked
Yeah.
Megan though. That was a 1 in a million shot of that weren't working actually.
Why vampire ballerina? Are we running out of ideas, Hollywood?
Well, when I saw the poster for it, it just had her laying down on the ground with a ballerina suit. I thought, oh shit, this is about the John Wick prequel we're gonna have about ballerinas because they're gonna do a prequel about the ballerinas in that universe.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm
Wait,
like,
don't you
oh,
mean,
here
like,
we
the
go.
house like the organization that took him in when he was an orphan.
Yeah,
The little baby.
Oh, I don't know if that has anything to do with ballerinas, because only some are actually put into ballerinas, and if they don't do good, they get killed.
Kind of like the
Also-
Red Room from Marvel.
which
yeah.
one?
The Red Room.
But also,
Oh,
that wouldn't
yeah.
make sense for it to be Abigail, because there's no like actual main character, like a major character that's named Abigail.
Well, there is one. Like, why I'm saying I reminded you of something. It was Dracula's daughter. His name's Abigail.
Which one are we talking about? There's a bunch of Dracula's daughters.
Bram Stoker's.
I don't know that.
I love Bram Stoker.
Who's Bram Stoker?
He's in the anime I watch.
Yeah, there you
Hit
go.
anime
Yeah.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh,
He's
that's
the
who.
vampire king in Bungo Stray
Oh.
Dogs.
The
I
vampire
haven't
king is
seen
named
all
Bram
of I
Stoker.
haven't seen all of Bungo Street. What?
All of the people in the anime are authors. All of them.
What's it
I
called?
own some books by them.
What's it called again?
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay, I'm gonna just text it to me. That I don't know how to get down.
The hit anime Bungo Stray Dogs, my favorite character.
I think it's
Dazai Osamu.
okay. Back to the trailer. I think it's cool. We got.
What was cool about it?
I like two of the actresses in it. I like.
Okay, you can't just like things based off their actors.
Yeah, I could.
That's all he
You got
does.
the girl
That's all
from-
he does. That's
they got-
all. The only thing he likes about the movies is that the actors are in it, and he's like, "What? Oh my god!" I
What
gotta
else
watch
is
the
it?
movie. He doesn't care much.
I hated the liquid sound.
They got Vanessa from In the Heights in here, and she was also in
I don't
Scream.
give a shit.
I know you don't give a
I
shit.
about that.
I give a shit.
Okay,
And they
but
got.
the fact that the little girl was just like, I like to play with my food. Well, this is why I hate children. This is why.
This is why you hate children.
Yes, because they are sometimes vampires. You barely have this
Oh,
issue
they're
with
just spoiled little
adults.
shits.
Don't you hate it when your child becomes a vampire? God, such a minor inconvenience.
Gee, those terrible twos.
God, I hate it when my children become vampires.
They also got Catherine Newton in here. She was.
I don't know any of these
That-
actors.
If you let me finish, I was about to tell you who the fuck she was. Jeez. She was Cassie from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, Cassie, I remember Cassie.
Yeah, she was also in Freaky. They got a lot of horror people in this movie. Horror, I should say horror.
You got a lot of
Horror.
You gotta watch your wordings, man. This is like an
God.
ongoing problem for you.
They got a lot of horror people in the movie.
I think I would have said thriller, maybe.
And
Or
it's
something.
not a thriller, though.
I don't know. Anything's better than Golden Field.
I'm not calling them horror people. I'm calling them horror people. There's a big difference.
Okay, the Pinky Promise bit is kind of cute. I'll accept that. It's not how Pinky Promises works, but the thought is what counts, because she's like 12, so 12-year-olds don't know what promises are, okay, guys? That's how that works.
So all you
Wait,
12-year-olds
it's gonna
out
be revealed
there.
That she's actually. Is it gonna be revealed that she's actually older because she's a vampire? and
Oh god,
vampires
I don't
technically
want one of
don't
those
age?
tropes. Actually, I'm 5,000 years old.
What kind of vampire just bites a little girl?
Or she was
Oh, you'd be
she like
surprised.
spawned in like that.
Just spawned in?
That would suck.
What do you mean spawned in?
Like she just kind of
Like she was born that way. Basically.
appeared one day, and she already sucked.
She appeared as a little 8-year-old girl.
Yes.
She could be 11.
Also, apparently, like, it differs basically on like vampire mythology, which changes on culture to culture and as the eras changes. So basically, anyone can become a vampire, like, by either like surviving a bite from a vampire or like doing a blood ritual or something like that. Something. It's always something.
Yeah, and there's like random ones that like sometimes you can just be born a vampire, and then you like
Which doesn't make sense.
yeah, because like how are you born dead?
Are you just calling out Twilight right now?
Yes.
Well, technically, because she's half human, that's why they explained it that way. But I was referring more to Van Helsing, like where he where the Dracula is trying to have kids with his wives, but because they always are born dead, so they always just die after a few minutes. Which is why they're trying to find Frankenstein in the movie, trying to figure out the secret to creating life.
He's like, I want a baby, which is valid. Go
They
start a
have-
family
they
with
have-
the ones you love,
does-
even if you are a vampire king.
All right.
But that was Abigail.
It's actually a blood-sucking parasite that needs to be extinguished from this world by daylight.
the fruit of your loin.
All right. The next trailer we got is Orion and the Dark, based off the famous kids book of the same name.
So that's definitely geared towards children.
Yes, definitely.
I'm kind of excited for it.
I know you are.
Well, hear me out. They got Charlie Kaufman doing the writing for it. You don't know who the hell he is. I
I
already know.
absolutely do not.
Well, Charlie Kaufman wrote a movie called Being John Malkovich, and I love that movie. It was about this puppeteer.
It's just about being John Malkovich. It's literally in the title, just being John Malkovich.
But there's an existential part of it, though, Sergio. You're not addressing.
I love existential crises.
Yeah, see, I think you should watch the movie. I have it at home. And it's like he finds a gateway into John Malkovich's brain so he can actually be John Malkovich for only 15 minutes, and then he's spit out near a highway. His wife goes into the hole at one point, and
Do not say it like that.
his
The doorway.
You don't have to explain. Just don't explain the entire plot.
I'm not, but there's one part I know she'll be interested in knowing. But so there's a point where she goes in, she's like amazed by what's going on. She goes out, she says, "I think I might be transgender because it was amazing me being a man for a few minutes. I want that feeling again."
Slay.
Yeah, and it's that
Be
same.
who you are for your pride.
So that same writer is doing a kids movie.
Oh God.
So that's why I'm excited. And also the animation looks really good. It's DreamWorks doing animation for it.
I could tell.
It
They
does
have
look
like
good,
a kind
but
of.
It also kind of looks cheap to me.
Yeah, I guess that's why it's on Netflix.
It doesn't look cheap to me. It looks like the money's on the screen. It's just a unique animation style.
It looks like
Yeah.
squishy to
That's
me,
the point.
but like squishy in an awkward way. But like that's my opinion. I do art. That's why.
I think it looks better than Ruby Gillman a little bit. Teenage Kraken, than their other movie.
I never watched it.
That was weird. Okay.
I do have
Um,
a question though. This whole movie is about basically like the Dark just helping Orion, right? Try to get over his fear in the one night.
Yeah.
So is there like any kind of problem besides that, or is it just like him trying to get over his fears?
I think there's gonna be some overlooming threat.
Maybe he
Like-
has like a arch nemesis or something.
He
I don't
does,
know.
the sun.
No,
Or
that's
light.
the
The sun,
Dark's
that's
arch
light.
nemesis. Like we see like a glimpse of him like about to get stepped on by like what a bully, his
I think
older
it's,
brother.
I think it's
don't
like a
know.
neighborhood bully.
Yeah, it gives neighborhood bully vibes. So yeah,
I think it's
maybe.
supposed to be meant for like kids who like who have like heavy phobias, or like ones that are like autistic that their senses get overwhelmed by a bunch of things, so they freak out a lot.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it's definitely geared towards people who have read the book already.
Well, it's at best a picture book, I think.
Yeah, I never read it, so I have no idea what's going on.
I think there's gonna have knowing DreamWorks is gonna have a really touching ending. Like that, there's one shot in the trailer where like he's hugging him while the light's coming up, and it looks like it's gonna be really sad. Like right there, you see.
Oh God! As he fades away
Might
into
be, but
blackness.
we would have to wait till the movie comes out to see any of this.
Yeah, but
Alright.
that's our opinion on Orion and the Dark.
So the next trailer I have is for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, season 1, based off the movie of the same name, which is also based off a TV show.
I
That's-
think I watched this one. Maybe I probably saw it on YouTube.
This came out today.
Then I probably saw it. But show me. Honestly, that seemed really good. I actually might watch that.
I want to watch the fuck out of this. I'm so hyped for this. Yeah.
And I kind of know why though, because when you first told me about this movie, you kept going on about Childish Gambino.
I always go around about Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm pretty sure if like, I know, but I'm pretty sure if he wasn't in this show, you wouldn't be as excited.
Probably not. I'll be honest, probably not. But I'm just a huge super fan for Donald Glover. He's awesome in Community. He's awesome in his singing. He's awesome in his rapping. He's awesome in his writing, directing, creating TV shows. Atlanta. Like, holy shit.
Okay, we know you're in love with him. Okay.
No, I don't think you know. I don't think you understand. Everything he does is amazing. He's like, he got the Midas touch.
Not the Midas.
He's got the Midas touch.
That is the worst thing.
No, everything he touch is gold.
Midas killed his family by turning them to gold. He can't eat. He starved to death.
He's the first half of the Midas touch. He's a half of the story.
I think he like turned his daughter to gold or something. It was awful.
He can do no wrong. Even the shit that he's in that's bad, he is the best part in it. You know, you hear anyone talk about Solo? You want to talk about how great Han Solo was in Solo? No, talk about how great Lando was in Solo. No one gave two shits about Han Solo and Solo.
I've not heard anyone talk about that.
I haven't heard of anyone talking about Solo in general.
Exactly, but if they do, they bring up Lando.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You don't see Han Solo getting a TV series on Disney Plus anytime soon? No, they got Lando coming out. They got something on their hands with this. He's got something on it. He's directing most of the episodes. That's when I checked. So fingers crossed.
You showed me Atlanta, but I didn't. You showed me Atlanta, but I didn't enjoy it as much.
You didn't watch all the episodes, so you didn't fully get the grasp.
You showed
of
me
it.
a ton of episodes,
But not all of them.
A lot of episodes. So what? You showed me like later in the seasons.
You don't understand.
So
I know,
Mr. and
because I
Mr.
don't like the
Smith
show.
looks very cute. Looks like a cute little love story. Love that for them. Healthy and all that. So yeah.
Great. Sergio, any of your thoughts?
It does look interesting. However, I'm not really sure what to think about it actually. I guess like I've seen this kind of thing before where like two people have to act like a couple for the sake of a mission, and then they end up falling in love in the end. That feels like a trope I've seen so many times before. But it does look like it will be interesting, like a kind of like it feels more like a will they won't they kind of thing that'll just go on throughout the season. It might change in other seasons if it keeps going, so I'm not really sure how to feel mostly about it.
I know how you should feel. Do you want to know?
Chance, if you say that I should feel hyped about this, I swear I'm just gonna stop talking because I get how excited you are about this, mostly about like the actor, but for me, I am kind of iffy on it because it feels strange to me. Like something about it isn't clicking with me. But I'm gonna wait till see if it comes on. I'll try and see if I can give it a watch. But if it can't hook me within the first 3 episodes, it's like the hook isn't there for me.
Yeah, because like it's only really a good trope if it's done well. Because we've seen a lot of it happen before, but if it's not done well, then it's just kind of the same thing, just copy pasted, and it gets boring really fast.
Also, the relationship status of this, they keep going back and forth between like, do they like each other? Do they not? Are they just doing it for the mission? Are they actually in love? It feels like it's gonna be a lot, and just it feels like it's gonna be a lot in just the first season.
Yeah, and if I have to deal with the whole like misunderstanding trope and all that others, I get bored very fast. I don't have the attention span for that. Anyway, I enjoyed my place here this time today on this day that is not dated whatsoever.
Later, noise. Have fun. Me and Sergio are going to continue talking about what's next.
Bye.
Alright, then you got your list ready?
I got my list ready. Do you got your list ready?
Yeah, I already numbered them. So, do you want to talk about any of the honorable mentions first or after?
We do it before we do number one.
Number one?
Yeah, before we do number one.
The most anticipated, or
Yeah,
I
before
thought we were going to start at number 10, then we're going to way down to 1, or did we work from 1 and then go down to 10?
Well, I'm gonna do number from 10 to 1 and stop at 2 to do honorable mentions.
Okay. Alright, there we go. I'll do that same. Alright, do you want to go first or should I?
I'll go first.
Alright.
All right, for number 10, I got Argyle. It's the new movie from Matthew Vaughn, the director of The Kingsman, Secret Service, and Kingsman Golden Circle, which I loved the first one. I thought the second one was a little goofy, but I still liked it enough. And based on a trailer for Argyle, it looked really cool, like super funny and visually pleasing to the eyes. And I also like the whole cast in it too, because it looks like they got a lot more people back from Kingsman, like Samuel Jackson and such. All right, now I'll go with number 9. For number 9, I got Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. I know about the history about Will Smith and everything that we all know about the slap heard around the world.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Putting that aside, I had over a year to think about it. And yes, Bad Boys is my favorite Will Smith movie. So my
Isn't it your favorite franchise?
Actually, it's a tie. I'm sorry, our audience. It's a tie between Bad Boys and Men in Black. Those two are my favorite franchises from Will Smith. I can't really choose between one or the other. But with Bad Boys 4, I love the third one exceeded all my expectations because I think it really helped that it didn't have Michael Bay for the third one. You know what I mean, Sergio?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it gave him more of heart. I'm not saying that Michael Bay doesn't have a heart, but I'm saying more emphasis on story than action, but also not taken away from the action you would see in a Michael Bay movie in this movie. And I feel like he gave his blessing too in the movie because there's also a scene in 3 where he makes a cameo. So number 8, I got Inside Out 2. I would have brought it up higher, but I'm in a minority here. But I didn't like the ending to Inside Out 1. Not like the ending, like the story ending, but like just the ending where it showed all the different emotions in other people's bodies because it felt really goofy. And also, they all weren't the same because why does Riley have to have the same, all these unique looking personalities? But if you look at a dad, they all look like have mustaches and none of them female or male or looking like, you know what I mean, Sergio?
Yeah.
And so
There were some theories about that, but I'm not gonna go into it right now.
What theories?
Well, there were some theories like saying like how the mom and dad have both same gendered same or at least like somewhat same gendered emotions. They were thinking like that means they're straight, whereas they think that the mixed gendered emotion in Riley's head means that she's bisexual. There's a whole thing saying like how it might indicate like how she's not like her parents, like how she's different, and how the gendered emotions might indicate like I don't know, like sexual orientation or something like that.
Now I'm interested. I mean, I've been interested, but now that you say that, I'm curious about that too. Now thinking about it.
Yeah. At first, I felt like it might have some merit to it because that seemed like an interesting theory, but I'm not really sure. I guess I'm just waiting. I guess I just took it as like it was just a way of putting like some extra characters into it, or maybe some actors. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I'll see what happens when the movie comes out. See if it gets brought up, or see if anything happens with it.
Yeah, me too. And for number 7, I got Fixed. It's the new Sony Pictures animation movie directed by Genndy Tartakovsky. I hope I gathered the name right. It's going to be a 2D, traditionally animated movie going to theaters with Adam Devine voicing a dog that's about to get neutered, hence the name Fixed. And it's about his last day with his unit before he gets taken away. So it seems weird to have this on my list, but also I feel like I'm embracing it because it's gonna be an R-rated, traditionally animated movie going to theaters, which I don't think I've been alive long enough to see a R-rated, traditionally 2D animated movie in theaters. Like I saw Sausage Party, but in like PG-13 2D animated movies in theaters, but not the same, not on this level. And also the director. We both love Genndy Tartakovsky movies. We both love Hotel Transylvania, and we both love Samurai Jack. I still need to watch Primal, but I'm really eager to watch it. You've seen Primal, right?
Oh yeah, it's one of the best rated R shows I've seen. Also, I do have to warn you, be ready because there's a lot of like emotional beats about it, and also like it kind of makes you feel sad at first, but I think you'll get into it. It's very violent too.
Okay, good. And the writer also said that he based it off of the 40-year-old version and Knocked Up, which I know you don't like those movies, Sergio. But I think that that's a vital point in knowing what type of movie this is going to be because both of the movies have a sense of heart and also humanity in them too. So I think that they might bring it to where it's not just a raunchy comedy with no heart or soul. So I think that I bumped it up for me too. Next up, I got for number 6, Joker, Folie à Deux. I might have butchered the hell out of that title. The second Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. Because I love the first one, and they also got Lady Gaga on this, and which I think she's been getting better at acting. So I think that and she could be supposed to be playing the new Harley Quinn in this movie, and it's gonna be a musical. All right, did you see the first Joker movie, Sergio?
I tried to, but never got around to it. I might try and watch it, but I don't know. I am gonna try and see if I can watch it. I'll figure out something.
Sergio, we're gonna watch this movie, okay? That's on the list. Next up, for number 5, speaking of musicals, Mean Girls. I think I might have put it a little high there, but this is not in no particular order for some of the movies because I am excited for them. I just didn't know where to put them on the list. And with Mean Girls, it looks like it had a lot of personality into it, which I really am looking towards, and also not really purpose, but like fun. It's just fun. I like the first one. I really like the first one. And you didn't really like it that much, didn't you?
No, I found it funny and it was fun. I'm just not sure how serious to take it.
Not as you're not supposed to take it seriously. I mean, you can. I guess you could sometimes, most of the time, but I just saw it as a fun movie with a lot of funny characters. Next up, I got Kung Fu Panda 4 for number 4. Boo! That was unintentional.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
We already talked about Kung Fu Panda 4 in our last trailer reaction for it, but I'm just going to keep this minimal. I love the animation in it, and I love the first Kung Fu Panda. I think it's better than 2 and 3, but I should rewatch. I'm going to rewatch all 1 to 3 to get ready for the new one coming out, and I might even do episodes for it, so look out for those. And also just the messages in all the movies are beautiful to me. All right, now let's go number 3. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The first 3, I love the first Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Second one was not as good in my opinion, but the third one, damn, Sergio. I love the hell out of the third one. And number 2, Deadpool 3. Because who doesn't love Deadpool? I love Deadpool. And also they got Wolverine in this, and based on what I saw behind the scenes, they're supposed to fight on the old Fox logo in one of the scenes of the snow. And also they got Wolverine's X-Men comic suit back on, which got me instantly happy for that. And for my honorable mentions, I got Beetlejuice 2, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, and F. And for number 1, can I get a drum roll, please? Okay, then. I got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This one I put at number 1 before I start my whole list, because I'm not gonna go into. I already talked about it in my trailer reaction, but again, I love Ghostbusters. Every movie is awesome apart from 2, and even you know what? Fuck it, even 2. I like 2. I like all the movies. I don't care what anyone else says. Even the all female Ghostbusters reboot. I like things in it. I didn't say it was a perfect movie, but it was all right. And I'm not gonna go into a rant about how much I like it, because it's not the time yet. Once I do an episode about Ghostbusters, then that's the time. So keep an eye out. Watch your back. No, it's not a threat. I'm just, get ready. All right. You ready, Sergio?
Yeah.
All right. Hit it.
All right. So the first trailer that I saw that I'm interested in seeing is Mortal Kombat 2. I saw the first one and I liked it, even though like some things were kind of questionable. But it was a better interpretation of some of the Mortal Kombat, and I did like seeing it on the big screen. I went to see it with my family. They honestly really enjoyed it, and it kind of got them interested in Mortal Kombat. So it was very interesting to see.
I didn't know Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out next year. I thought they were still filming.
Oh yeah, I think they're still filming, but it says that it's going to come out in next year, but I'm not sure. I'm not in this year, but I'm not sure. But it is one of the movies I'm interested in.
I heard that they got Carl Urban for Johnny Cage in it.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so number 9 is The Old Guard 2. It's a movie basically about. I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's on Netflix. It's basically about. What was that?
I haven't seen it.
All right, it's basically about this group of people who somehow, for some reason, they don't know why, they just don't die. They are basically immortal, but they are capable of dying because there have been other members of the group who have passed away. No one knows why they don't die. No one knows how, and they've been around for over 1,000 years. And they are basically on. The first one is basically about them. They found a new member because she was born one day and then she was killed in battle, but she came back, and they are able to sense that. So they go out to find her because they know the dangers of actually being around normal people, because they have actually witnessed a lot of hard times because people found out they cannot die.
I thought it was just an action movie. Like
it is an action movie, but there is a huge story behind it.
So it's like science fiction too?
Yeah, a little bit, because there's not really much science to it, as there's a lot more mystical parts of it. But all in all, no one knows why they can't die. They just don't.
And do they find a reason why they don't die by the end of the movie?
No, they just found a new member who can join them, and there is a twist at the end, and I don't want to spoil because it's better if you just see it for yourself.
All right, so I gotta put that Extraction 2 on my list then.
Oh yeah. All right, number 8, The Beekeeper.
Oh, I forgot about the beekeeper.
Yes. To be honest, I'm not expecting much from this. I'm expecting it to be something like the Meg, where it's just basically like a fun action movie with just like some cliche reason why they're on this why the characters on this adventure. But it did seem like a lot of fun to watch, and the action looked top notch. So I am interested in seeing that. It felt like John Wick mixed with, I don't know, some kind of comedic elements of it, because like how there was a scene in the trailer saying like, how did he do this? He threw honey at her. Who knew that honey was inflatable? Flammable. Oh my god.
I'm not editing that out, Sergio. You're stuck with that.
I probably am.
You
Oh
are.
well. Who knew honey was flammable?
This seems
I wonder if
stupid.
that's actually a thing. If is honey flammable?
Do you want to test it out? I can record that and put it
Yeah,
on
I
the,
could
on the
pro-
channel.
probably could. Huh?
I could put it on the channel, on the YouTube channel. It's like,
Hmm.
hey, it's me and Sergio. We're gonna see if and have like some corny ass thumbnail, and having us both looking like we're shocked, right next to a burning house of trying to see if honey's flammable.
Yeah. All right. Next one is number 7, The Fall Guy.
Oh yeah, Fall Guy.
Yeah. We saw the trailer for this, and it honestly looks like kind of like Beekeeper, but is a lot more funny. It doesn't really take itself really seriously because of the fact that it's a stunt double doing a bunch of like action stuff just to find this mystery, and it looks like a lot of fun.
You know who's directing it?
No, I do not.
It's the director of Bullet Train and Hobbs and Shaw, and also
Oh
co-director
yeah.
of John Wick.
Oh yeah. What's his name again?
David Leitch.
David Leitch. Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
it looks fun.
That movie looks like a lot of fun, and I am interested in seeing it. So I'm gonna give it a watch when it comes out.
Me too.
Number 6, Knives Out 3.
Shut the fuck up. Knives Out 3 is coming out next year?
What?
Knives Out 3 is coming out next year?
Yeah, I saw it on the list.
Oh, god damn. I need to change my calendar. I added the movies
Yeah.
I thought were coming out next year, but I didn't know half of these movies are coming out next year. So I need to stay on that.
I looked on the list that you gave me. It said that Knives Out was coming out on on 2024. It wasn't exactly. It didn't say exactly when because it looked like it was still being in the process. So it might come out probably later in the year.
I guess so.
But I did like the first. I did like the first movie, and I did like Knives Out: The Glass Onion, which was like a live knives, kind of like an extended part of the universe of Knives Out. And I did like the smart storytelling in that one. It was better than the first one. So I am curious to see what they do with this one. All right, and then number 5, I have Kung Fu Panda 4. Me and you, Joe, saw the trailer and we both reacted to it. So as same as you, I'm gonna keep it brief. I have been a big fan of Kung Fu Panda. I watched it when I was little, and I am curious to see what else kind of story what the story gonna do from here on, because it looks like it's gonna focus more on the philosophical part of being the Dragon Warrior, as we see Poe trying to meditate and concentrate, which he has trouble with. I'm excited to see Tai Lung come back.
Yeah, I just hope that the action's still up to par with the other ones. And also, gotta have 2D segments. Those are the best parts of the movie.
Sure. I'm pretty sure it will, because they usually do those in kind of like flashbacks, so I'm pretty sure they're going to keep going with that.
Well, yeah, but DreamWorks reportedly said that they're doing a lot of cutbacks, and that they're gonna start outsourcing their animation to other studios like ImageWorks, which mainly does which is Sony's company that does Spider-Verse and mainly Sony Pictures animation movies. I mean, they also did like Smallfoot and Storks for Warner Brothers, so they got me a little worried.
It is worrying, but hopefully they do a little bit better. Hopefully it works out. So number 4 is Deadpool 3, as you said before. I grew up watching some of the X-Men films. I don't remember much about it because I was younger back then and I didn't understand what was happening. I am excited to see a returning actor of Wolverine, and I did like the first 2 movies of Deadpool, so I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. Let's see. Number 3 is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
I don't think that's coming out next year, dude.
I think it was. Well, it was on the list that I saw for it.
They had a date set for like middle of next year, but then they got rid of it because I think the strikes happened. So
Yeah.
so that might be a maybe on next year. So it's a hypothetical release.
Hypothetical? Alright. Well, still, though, I am excited to see it because I do want to see where it goes from the cliffhanger from the second movie. I am hoping they do as good a job as they've been doing so far. Pretty much everyone is expecting this to be the biggest Spider-Man movie.
It is.
Alright.
I'm already counting it as the best movie of 2024 if it comes out then. Fuck it, I don't care.
Alright, number 2 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I watched the entire trilogy and it is awesome, and I really am, and I didn't expect them to actually bring out a 4th one because it felt like it was already a conclusive story, so I am curious to see where it goes. I'm wondering if they're gonna keep Caesar dead, because like in the 3rd movie he is dead.
Oh yeah, he's dead in this one. It's like coming out like I think centuries after his death.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's like a descendant of his or is it a completely different, a completely unrelated ape. So I'm confused. I'm very curious about where the story's gonna go.
You know, I realized the only reason why I didn't like the second movie is because I hate the humans. I don't like humans in my monster movies.
This isn't a monster movie.
I mean, you get what I mean. In my predominantly CGI creature movies, I don't like having people in them.
Mm.
Because usually they focus too much on them, or they have some dumb reason to be around.
True, but I guess it depends on whether or not the CGI creatures are actually the main characters.
Right.
All right. So that's number 2. I'm going to stop right there and go to my honorable mentions first. All right. So the ones that I saw that I was interested in seeing, but I wasn't quite sure if they were I wasn't quite sure like anything about them because I just heard about it when I looked on the list, were BioShock and Lilo and Stitch.
Wait, they're doing a Lilo and Stitch movie?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it meant because it didn't look like it had it finished. Like they didn't have like any kind of image for like a poster or anything or like any kind of an announcement for it. But it did look like it was going to come out in 2024, and it seems to have gone under the radar. So I'm going to see how that's going to go,
Oh my god.
and I'm interested to see like if it does come out next year, then we're going to see how it goes, and hopefully it does better than any of the other remakes.
Sergio, you don't know how much my mood dropped now, knowing that they're gonna do a live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, it's troubling. Mostly because like there's a bunch of like there's this image of Stitch like in live action which looked grotesque. But I'm
He's a
curious to see
fucking
what it
alien.
is they're gonna do.
Of course, it can look
Huh?
grotesque. He's an alien that can move his it can pop out his appendages.
True, but they remember Nani compared him to a koala, an evil koala.
And he's also blue.
True, and he's supposed to be cute and fluffy until he gets like a savage when he starts like showing his teeth and growling all over the place.
I don't want to envision how it's gonna come out. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to. But I know I'm gonna.
BioShock was interesting because I had not heard anything about that. I do know about the game. I have seen it. I have played through it, I think, when I was younger. And I am interested to see what they're going to do with that. Because it's like a big convoluted timeline with the games.
Like what? Like what's the game about actually?
The game is about this guy who made this secret underwater civilization, basically, and the only way to get down to it is through a lighthouse, which no one knows about, until this one person who gets into a plane crash and lands right in front of the lighthouse, and then gets sent down to the Rapture, which is basically what the city is called under the water. It's supposed to be like some kind of utopia, but then things go wrong as people try like abusing the science of altering their genes, and then they get mad with power and they turn into grotesque monsters. And the only ones there that are able to keep the peace are these big people who were put into these big scuba suits. They are called Big Daddies, because they are called that because the little girls that they protect are these little girls that are able to produce this kind of serum that allows you to alter your DNA and allows you to do incredible things like telekinesis, pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, all that kind of stuff.
And it's on. Is it on Xbox or PlayStation?
I think it's on Xbox.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get the
Or
dust off
or
my
it might
Xbox
or
to
it might
play.
be multi-platform. I'm not exactly sure because it's been such a long time. I recommend looking it up and trying to see which console it goes for.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that after the show's over.
Anyway, those are my 2. And now on to number 1, which is Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought when we saw the trailer, you didn't like it.
No, I said like it looked like it was gonna go for like the classic superhero kind of thing, but I am interested in seeing it because I will admit they both look really cool, and I am curious to see like how this civilization of other Kongs is gonna go out, like how Kong is Kong gonna become the new king of it, and if so, that it's gonna be very cool. And it looks like they're gonna be exploring the what was it called, the Upside Down world or like the inner world,
The
What is it
Hollow
called?
Earth.
Hollow Earth. It looks like they're gonna explain that world more. So I am interested in seeing that because like in the Godzilla versus Kong, they did give like a sneak peek of the creatures that were in there, and it was really cool. And I was disappointed that they didn't get to show more of it. So I am curious to see like what else is gonna be happening, and I am really excited about it. I am cautious though because I was afraid it's gonna go something like Godzilla versus Kong, where it's just gonna be like a few It's gonna be acting out like a bunch of boxing rounds, and then there's gonna be this like big CGI fight, and there's gonna be an inconclusive end to it where like no one really knows who won what, and Godzilla just kind of walks away, which isn't usually what Godzilla does, but I get it was like the intention of the movie to try and keep it going. So I am curious to see like this team up because it looks really cool.
So you're excited for Godzilla X Kong, but you did not like Godzilla vs Kong because of the boxing matches.
No. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm saying I had a few problems with some of the things in the film because some of it didn't quite make sense. Also because like they did admit that they had a longer cut of it that would have been way longer, and they had to cut a bunch of stuff out. So there were some things in there that were left unexplained. kind of like how this connection of the guy in the neurotransmitter to Ghidorah through Mechagodzilla. Like no one explained his motivations. He didn't really have any kind of like backstory. It was actually It was actually explained like during the behind the scenes that this character was originally meant to be a relative of the scientist character from the original from Godzilla King of Monsters.
I need to rewatch Godzilla.
Like
King
he
of
was supposed to be like
Monsters.
he was supposed to be like the son or like a relative of him, and he was trying to get revenge on Godzilla, but they kind of scrapped that in order to meet the time like limit for the movie. So it just felt like a bunch of information was missing and didn't really feel like there was an actual story. It felt more revolving around the fact that Kong needs to fight Godzilla, which I liked it. It was good, but I felt like it could have had some more. I guess maybe I was just expecting too much, or maybe I was expecting something different. But I am excited to see this one because it does look really cool.
All right, then. Well, I think that wraps up both of our top 10 lists for most anticipated movies of 2024. Man, our 2024 looks pretty good.
All right, well, look forward to seeing what else comes out.
Day. All right, well, thanks for coming on the show, Sergio.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, man. All right, well, if they want to look for you, where could they find you on?
I don't have any social media, you know this.
Yeah, but I thought you might say you can find me on the streets or something.
That sounds weird, but all right.
I guess don't find Sergio on the streets. He'll be hiding. So don't look for him. All righty then. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.